for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord, please bless all that are assembled, and please bless this council as we make the best decisions we possibly can for the future of the town of Monrovia, Indiana. Amen. All right.
Oh, put my hand on that. I didn't know if you wanted me to wait until you got up there.
Okay. All right. With that, will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Bill Fowler.
Here.
Carol Youngblood. Here. Kevin Collier. Here. Lauren Moore.
Here.
Dustin Cochran. Here. Everyone's present.
Okay. Do we have any citizens that wish to make comments for items that are not on the agenda? Do you have any?
Nothing on this?
Okay, all right. Thank you. Old business, none. New business, okay. Chair will entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion to open the public hearing and a second.
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, hearing is now open. Those who want to comment, I have, that was Lauren. I have but one comment. Okay, if you want to speak, I do also have one as well too.
And this is, public hearing is on the budget, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking about the budget.
So,
Sorry, I should have identified what the public hearing was. That is on the budget.
let's check. Good evening. So tonight you have your adoption meeting. That's your really the agenda item for the budget.
Mhm.
And so you've already advertised it. And so we worked with Ricky. We moved over, and I believe, Ricky, you gave everybody the Form 1. We moved the published,
Yeah, keep going.
we moved the published items over to the adopted. Nothing has changed from the published to the adopted that I'm aware of. And so, or you need to make me aware of that. The notice to the taxpayer, Form 3, went in, obviously was publicized, and I think you even published it, correct? In the local newspaper, which is what you chose to do. And so tonight, we need to approve the ordinance or resolution, which is considered Form 4, and that needs to be approved. As you know, the estimated property tax levy we estimated a little high, and so the actual tax rate will come down. And you see the budgets that are in the adopted column from the Form 1 in the Form 4. And the Form 4 is right up here in the top right-hand side. So if you see fit to adopt it tonight, then we need to get it signed off, get it signed, get that taken care of, get it attested. And then tomorrow, Ricky, if you want to upload it, the requirement is within 4 days. So, it can be scanned and uploaded, or, and if you need some help, Charlie will be back on Monday. He's off, but I think Mike can also help tomorrow. Questions?
Yeah, I do. I have one right now because I think we may have to make a modification here and there. I'm very concerned about a couple of items. First one is that right now we have a staff member saying that they would go ahead and pick up after Danny, okay, up until September the 30th, okay? But if we make her work over more hours than what she's usually allotted, then we should have to, I feel it's only fair that we pay her. So what I'm wondering is, I need the council to go ahead and hear me out on this, is that right now Mary Ann is picking up the slack on that. And until we get a town manager, as the council has already asked for, we need to go ahead and either make a motion, or we need to make sure that we have an appropriation come up for the next council meeting to ensure that we're going to go ahead and pay her for the overage that says she's picking up the slack for Danny. So,
So it's a different agreement than what was originally?
well, because you only said it until September 30th.
Okay,
That's
so
what-
extending.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to extend the agreement at least.
Right, yeah.
And I'm just wondering whether we should bump her salary at least at all because of all the efforts that she's made on behalf, because she does take care of all these other meetings and she does take care of a lot of other housekeeping things and minor things that do come up that Danny did take care of, but Danny's not here anymore. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that we have to go out of our budget or anything, but what I'm trying to say is we have to pay our staff to continue doing what they're doing. And if we don't have her, then we're really gonna start getting back. I'm just saying, everybody understand that. So I'm looking for recommendations on,
Yeah, I don't have any problem extending it. I did make a note here that we need to discuss the 28.5 that's in here because that needs to be different than what it is in order for us to publish and recruit a town manager.
yeah, I don't know, this isn't for 6 months, this is for an entire year, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so,
And
yeah,
you probably want to keep your first issue separate from here. Keep your focus on the 25 budget, complete that process, because what you were talking about for 24 would be an additional.
but we're still, no,
appropriation.
but still, she has a point here. The point is that the council has made, has already gone ahead and passed, that we do need a town manager, and we were gonna advertise for, what is the amount, remember?
Well, we had, I mean, it hadn't been voted on or anything, nor
No.
does, I don't know that it probably does need to be, but
It does.
it was not something we formalized, I guess is what I'll say. We threw out 50,000 with, but what I can say is not, this number is not what we're gonna be
Yeah.
advertising for, and we need to make sure that it's properly,
That we had.
whatever we decide to make it, it needs to be adopted, but it also needs to be.
Yeah, so keep in mind, you cannot go over the total of the general fund budget at this point in time. You would have, if you wanted to decrease the 28.5, if you wanted to increase the 28.5, you'd have to have a corresponding decrease because you cannot go over your published amount of 376.
So we have to find that money.
Okay, I see what we're at. So this is what, since we've already gone ahead and we've already published this is what.
Publishing your budget sets the max, and I believe I kind of explained that at that time.
Okay, well, right now, I'm concerned with the fact that, one, we do not have a town manager. So these day-to-day operations of the town still have to be carried on, and that's what I'm concerned about. Also, since we haven't got a town manager, if we do to go ahead and advertise for one, I don't want somebody saying, hey, look, we've already gone ahead and looked at your budget. You're only advertising for 28,000. You're gonna pay us 50, really?
So sure, so if you want to change that, we need to change it now, and we need to have a corresponding decrease.
Okay, I see where we're coming from.
Was Danny compensated through clerk and town manager salary when he was here, or did
He
he?
was clerk treasurer, then he resigned from that, and he was appointed town manager. They were separate.
Right.
And that was his total compensation of what you might have advertised in your 24 budget?
Well, and I think the proper
No.
question is, is it paid out of another
That's
fund?
what I was getting to.
Ricky,
And that can
the
be the
water.
point. And we can pay for part of it out of the sewer wastewater management.
Well, what we want to look,
Which is
what you
another-
want to look at is your current salary ordinance. Your current salary ordinance probably does split it. Okay, and that's why it's probably at this level, because it's usually 50-50 if you only have one utility.
Right, actually though, he was taking less because
Okay,
because he was collecting his social security, there was only so much money he could make.
Gotcha.
Which is,
So I think it was only taking like 13 a year or something.
but what you could easily do is you could still advertise it, and when you do your salary ordinance, you could say part of it comes out of wastewater, because you don't have a water utility, right?
No.
You wastewater, and pardon me?
We're working on that.
Okay, right, that's what I thought. And then we could take the other part out of here. Okay,
Okay,
and you
So we don't
could,
need to worry about it at this time.
and yes, because first of all, also, I do this, I was in Liberty Township last night. Also what you could do is go ahead and advertise it. You could go ahead and approve the payroll ordinance, okay? And then you could even do an additional appropriation next year. if
Yeah,
you
we can
wanted
do
to.
that. That is true. We can do it.
So lots of flexibility.
Well, I just want to make sure.
Now, the way we want to advertise the code is up to, because we're not necessarily going to
Correct.
pay that.
Now, if we were wanting to increase compensation for Mary Ann, we could take that money out of the, what we were paying
Mhm.
for the town
Yes,
manager.
That's not an issue.
So that, that
Yeah, so you
would
could,
cover that for now.
you could charge that currently in 24, and again, not worrying
Mhm.
and not cross-connecting the 24 versus the 25.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. We just have concerns about what's going on in 20.
Sure.
Too.
Sure.
And the thing is that we have to keep staff here, and that is something that's important to do. I think if we continue and expand, I don't know, Mary Ann, you want to speak to that at all? Since we're already on this? Huh? Oh, okay.
I mean, in my mind, that's understood.
Okay.
That it would be that way, but we would just need to extend it.
yeah, right.
I wouldn't,
I don't think you'll have any arguments from anybody.
okay, well, but I want to make sure that she's agreeable to that as well too. So is that, Mary Ann?
Extending it,
Yeah.
sound like extending it.
Well, also, I think if she does go over like the 40 hours or whatever, we have to go ahead. I think we should have to pay her,
I agreed to work up to 32 because
Yeah.
I know that I have to stay at part-time.
Right.
hours. So I'm only working 32 hours.
You can't go to 39?
Well, if I keep my part-time status.
Yeah, but I'm saying it would have to be under 40 though, right?
No.
Oh, it is 32? Okay, all right, well, I learn something new every day. Is it?
Is it 32 or 35?
Okay,
I think if I work 32 so many weeks in a row, it qualifies, but I'm
Okay.
not doing it consistently. When I can on Friday, I am doing.
okay. Well, all right, so we've got that result. I wanted to bring one more thing up. Okay, and it has to do with the police. Right now, we have, the town marshal's salary is 47,380. Okay, according to this. It's how we're paying him, folks. The labor laws say that as of the 1st of January, that if he's not making 58,656, then he's considered exempt. And also, since he's a first responder, he's also considered exempt. And since the police department is under 5 paid staff, he's also considered exempt. So I went through and I started looking at all this stuff with the Department of Labor as far as this is concerned. And because of this, since it is going along with the law, I mean, we can go ahead and say we've come up with this amount of money, but according to the law, he's entitled for compensation since he is considered exempt. Now, it doesn't apply to the other officers because they work less than 40 a week. But since he's a first responder and he also does the administrative duties as well too, he passes all the tests, he's considered exempt. With that, the law says that he is entitled to compensation. So with that, it's something that I want to go ahead and bring up at the next council meeting, since we're also talking just about the budget today. But I don't know if everybody got a chance to read that document that he handed out last time, but I think everybody needs to look that over again, and we'll go ahead and discuss this at the next council meeting, okay? I want to give everybody a big heads up. Okay, with that, everybody else satisfied with the budget? If not, the chair will entertain a motion. Unless
We
we
accept the budget as presented.
Well, I've got to close the public hearing.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you want to do that? Yeah. Okay, Kevin, thank you.
Second.
Okay, and Lauren, thank you. Okay, we close the public hearing. Now, the chair will entertain that motion. To set- Okay,
I move that we accept the budget as presented.
Okay,
I'll second.
and I have a second. Any further discussion? Carol, Dustin? Ricky? Nothing? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
We're good.
And Ricky, make sure they sign before they leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and do we have a nay or do we have a yes and no, or do we?
There's a spot on the back, which he'll show you.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
And it has yay, nay, or if you want to abstain.
Okay,
For some reason.
all right.
As long as we have enough yay.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, some of our documents don't have that on there, and I want to make sure that,
It's already right there.
okay, good.
And we have to be careful with it.
Yeah, we do. We've been,
Yay and nay.
thank you.
Yeah, because if you do it wrong, you're going back to last year's budget. So don't do it.
Okay. No, thank you. Appreciate it. So. Next, we're gonna discuss, the community crossing grants. Luke, you're up.
Yeah, last meeting I was here, it wasn't on the agenda, so I decided to put it on this one. I gave everybody 11 by 17 of the map.
Oh, yeah.
Simply, we colored up the map, and the roads shown in blue are projects that we applied for the community crossing
Uh-huh.
matching grant program. And she listed out the street name. Now, you'll see some oddities in the street names because the NDOT map often lists street names as they have them, and we have to list them that way in our application. There is a process to get them to change it, but then we'll do that eventually here. That's where we're, but these are the streets.
Uh-huh.
The application was put forward, I think before Danny left.
Yeah.
He itemized where all the funds were gonna come from and the amount. So what we did is we put in enough projects. Basically, the way the grant would read is you were asking for 897,774.
Say that again?
897, 774 and 90 cents in state grant funds.
Mhm.
And the total construction estimate was 1,197,033 and 23 cents.
Okay.
Okay, so what we were, the intention was to keep your local match and the engineering under the $500,000
Right.
mark.
Right.
And with that, we did that. So it's a sizable project. The rule is, once the award's made, you have 4 months to have it under contract with a contractor. And because it's sizable, I wanted to get this pushed through and thought I needed your blessing for the agreement.
Well, I thought we'd
think
already
you
agreed.
Agreed to.
But I
it,
know
so-
we'd already agreed on this stuff, like
Okay.
just right, was it before or after meeting? Right after? Thank you, Kevin.
Okay,
Yeah, so,
so that's it.
all right. Thanks, Lou.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Everybody knows about the chairlift malfunctions. Yes,
Again, not too awful long ago, they were here and redid that chair. And they did service work on it and redid that. So I'm wondering, do they not warranty their work that they did? Because right after they did it, it didn't work.
okay, I was here, the last time when Chris, was that his name, Chris Dufek from the Midwest? He was the one who was out here, and he came and talked to Mary Ann about this, and he said that, one motor was bad and the other one was gonna go. Now,
The arms.
yeah, on the arms. And, Mary Ann, you ended up, I'm sorry, I don't mean to drag you away from that, but, at the time, and Kevin, they said that this was still listed under the church, and the permit was still under the church, and we had to go ahead and change it. I don't know why we hadn't done that yet.
I know, well, the
I don't know.
came in and we worked it all and it was done.
Do you remember?
I don't remember the date, but I know it was done because of Bill Chapels.
Well, and that's what we,
So that was at the time, so that can give it, we can find it.
Okay, I guess we could
Was
look at
that
it.
last December?
Yes,
Yes,
So it's been a while ago, almost a year.
yes, and at
Yeah, but it
that
hasn't
time,
worked.
the arms were fine.
Yeah.
All he did was a lift test on it, and he just reset it, I believe, at that time. At that time, the arms worked. Since then, I don't know if it's from sitting or just people trying to use it, don't trying to use it, but the motors and the arms are bad. And you could tell because when it was supposed to come up, you know,
Yeah.
the whining that it was doing, the motors are bad. He's saying that we have to get the 2 motors replaced and we have to do a 5-year lift test for the state of Indiana for Homeland Security before I can update that permit. I've updated everything, it's in our name, it's in our address, our new address, but I cannot renew the permit without that. And they can't do the 5-year test until it's fixed.
So, but Kevin's got a good point, though. I didn't know we had any kind of warranty on whatever work he had done, and do we have?
Really didn't do anything.
Okay, so we didn't get an invoice for that?
Well, I mean, he worked on it, he came because
No, I'm not talking about this time, I'm talking about
Yeah.
December.
I'm sure we did. But I don't believe at that time that he actually did any work. I think he just serviced it and did a lift test or a weight test on it then.
I was here and I know he adjusted a lot. You're right, I didn't see him replace any parts,
He did not.
but he did do several adjustments on it and stuff. And it didn't work almost immediately after that, so.
I
So I'm just kind of curious about what they charged us last time, and
I could go through Danny's computer tomorrow, find out, email you guys. But right offhand, I don't know where the invoice would be.
sure, I get that, but you see my point though, I mean, if we pay them once and.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay him for doing the same
Yeah, I guess
thing.
it depends on what we paid him for.
Yeah,
If we
that's
just paid
what-
him for a
see.
service call and it wasn't doing what it's doing now when he was here, it's not his
Right.
fault.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, I mean, I guess
Right.
my thing is, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
And we need to get it to work. So I would make a motion that I don't think there's a ton of contractors that do this kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the quote and we proceed with the test and the repairs as needed.
Okay, so a second.
Out of what fund?
Whatever fund is appropriate for this type of
I'll look at what
expense.
He can look at
paid
it.
last year.
Yeah.
See what-
Could be some sort of repair and maintenance.
Yeah, it's probably.
Building maintenance.
Maintenance fund.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that carries. Okay, council, additional topics. I have this resolution that's sitting on here for public safety donations. Is this on the, I don't see this on the agenda.
These were 2 that we had to add, that I sent, the documents from.
They were last meeting.
Ah, okay. All
We
right.
already voted on it.
Did we already vote on it? Because it has today's date, it says, where is it?
I believe we did.
Yes, Town of Monrovia has determined the need exists to transfer funds to public safety and other services and charges fund for expenditure in the budget 2024. Okay, so it's
Do
just,
we need to amend the writing to say passed and adopted on the day, or do we just need to revote on it to make it?
let's just
That's
make it,
easy. That's easy.
that's easier.
It's got today's date on there.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do so. That's a good idea.
So I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 24-12 and 24-13 as presented to us this evening.
I'll second.
And I have a second. And any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Right. Motion carries. Anything else?
I talked to Abby down at the 911 center there in Martinsville
Mhm.
about the tornado siren with the chimes. And to her knowledge, there is no volume control that we can make on that
I think there would be.
chime. So it's either on or it's off. And I know there's quite a few people that would like to have it off.
It is
Also,
loud. It's
I know
really
there are quite
loud
a
in
few
my
people who
house.
like it too, though, so, I mean.
You don't sit under it. That's the problem.
Yeah,
When I'm walking,
I don't think it's a bad thing. It's kind of nice, but I will say it is extremely loud if you're in that vicinity. And to Lauren's point, if you live near that vicinity, you're in there, you're in it a lot. It kind of is weird. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in some kind of
you jump.
creepy, you know,
I want to see this in
TV
the
show or
paper.
something.
TV
Well, don't put
show.
that in the paper.
I want to
guess.
see that in the paper.
But
Come on,
it's, so
Gary.
it's kind of
10
weird,
bucks.
because it's just, you're like, wow, this is some
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, anyway,
It's,
yeah, I can see where some people would be complaining about it. Again, when it first started, I especially, oh, this is kind of neat.
Yeah.
But then it's like so loud, it's like, oh, wow, this isn't so neat as it was when it first started. It's unfortunate they can't control the volume.
Since they
But I
can't,
guess it's gotta be loud for the tornado siren, and it would be the same,
It's-
volume.
she says it's a digital signal, and, the way it's,
set up it is.
programmed in, there's no volume control allowed for it.
Yeah, because it has to be probably a certain level for the tornado siren.
On another topic real quick, before I forget, is, first thing in the paper today is, about the possibility of a school going up where Eagle Point. I saw that too, was just kind of surprised, and, I mean, I can understand, but.
Thank you.
Thanks for, posting it, but that's the first time I had ever heard anything about it at all, so, I guess if I went to the school board meetings. I guess I would've heard it, but-
I've talked with some of the school board members, and they were talking about the fact
And
that
been
the
talking about needing to
elementary.
expand for a while.
Well, I know, but I mean, when last time I talked to Jack Elliott, he didn't say anything about Eagle Point. so.
Well, they may not have come about
No.
it pretty recently, you know, they may come upon the fact that it's not being developed as wasn't thought it would be,
Mhm.
and they're looking for land available.
Yep.
In a size amount that is gonna be, allow them to, you know, build, so it would, you know, I'm sure they've been looking. So.
What they have around the school is, there's not enough space, he says, to build another building that would, serve as a school. And, they bought that, property, had the property, just to the east of the football field, but it's not big enough, to put a elementary school in there.
I wonder why they haven't ever considered extra floors on the building. I mean, I'm just saying, building up. It's just a thought. Why not? I mean,
Well, they probably have to, I mean, I think that's
Resale
very
shelves,
expensive.
This,
what is,
Have to have elevators, I mean, I could think of all kinds of things that would make that maybe not practical.
oh, I'm just saying, I mean, it's just
But
The big-
Not
And they need
issue-
more than just rooms, they
The
need,
biggest issue with the school is the traffic congestion, the cars.
yeah.
it's not an actual issue.
Last time I talked to,
What's that?
Mr. Freeman, and then the new
You're right, it
superintendent
is.
was, their engineer firm had actually told them to look at a place other than this location because adding another building here on the Hadley property would cause even more traffic congestion than there already is. So
mean,
I do
it's
agree with
not-
that another
It
property.
is and it isn't, I mean, it's a community issue, we are the town council, so.
Well-
It is something for us to at least be aware of and, you know, yeah, we're not gonna, it's not our decision, but it's an interesting development.
and with that, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I got one more thing.
Oh,
The card machine did come today, so we can finally accept taking cards. They installed the machine today, it's in my office. Anybody that wants to pay a utility bill or inspection machine,
can do that.
do that.
Awesome.
How long do we think we'll have the speed monitor? I know it was down on Baltimore Road, now it's on 39 and
It'll be there for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So, and since we're talking about it, they did send me the report. It's I get a digital report once it's done. Unlike the popular belief, the amount of speeders, going down Baltimore Road going towards that sign was significantly lower than what people think it is.
You think the sign might have had something to do with
I'm
that?
sure.
Well,
Sign
yeah.
Probably did.
But the fact is the whole point is to get the knowledge out there for days. Of course.
Yeah.
It was down there set at the 45 limit because there wasn't a place viable to set it further up on Baltimore Road where I wanted it. They obviously now it's over there at Nazarene Church. It's a little bit further off the road, but that's because they have to actually chain it to something that's stable so that somebody doesn't back up to it and steal it. But it does catch the cars. And then once that one's done in 2 weeks, I'll get a different report on that. If nothing else, I'll get you guys the information from the one that was over there. Like I said, it was pretty, I went and looked through it today once they sent it, and it was, I was relatively surprised, but in 2 weeks, over 30,000 cars passed that sign going past it this way, going north or south.
Wow.
30,000.
Well, there's gonna be a lot more now in 39. I now take that way.
Yes, yeah, and that's, I took that into consideration, but, so you figure 30,000 cars were going that way. That means there's 30,000 cars going south and then back north every day.
A lot of wear and tear on that road.
Between
Yeah.
39 and Baltimore.
Well, with the bridge out. it's
So
going to Marksman.
now, we'll get a pretty good account permit coming from 70 coming this way, so we can,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of cars that come through the town every day.
Yeah.
And again, it does count, it obviously doesn't distinguish between cars, so if somebody drives past that sign 50 times,
Right.
it counts
Yeah,
that car 50
70.
times, but
Right.
the fact is that cars going up and down the road that many times, so, it is some pretty statistical data. I'm still looking for grants, that we really can elaborate on a sign like that.
Yes, it would. And don't lose that data. Because sometime, I guarantee you, we could probably use it to your benefit sometime. That, the number.
Yeah, to
Because
repair
the
something.
state tries to keep their own records and you can look them up,
Uh-huh.
but often you don't know if they're right or not, but having
This,
something to check them from is really good.
Okay, good to know.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Save that data.
I mean, like I said, if we can get one of, and again, this is, the signs, something like that, it's between $8,000 and $10,000, but like I said, if we come up with the money or we're able to get a partial grant for some of that, it might be something that we can come up with, because obviously if it's our sign,
Yeah.
we can put it anywhere we want to get statistical data.
Well, you
Is
can
that something we
always,
might be able to get a grant that might go forward to something?
I'm looking for some grants, and I'm gonna look at, in November, the USDA grant comes open, which is it's a matching grant, but the USDA grant also allows for, building renovations, like for the town building, if there's other things in the town, so it's not just a police grant, it's an entire community grant, so like if there's sidewalks or things that we can all encompass into it. Part of it is it's based on, it's a percentage, it's not a 50% match grant, but it's a percentage grant. They look at some things that we offer them data-wise, and then they tell us how much money that they will provide, and then we have to provide the rest if we choose to move forward because of the percentages. I mean, once that opens, I'm gonna look into it and see at least what percentage the town would qualify for, so that then we can make a dedicated decision on whether
Sure.
or not we want to pursue that grant.
you can always change them to the fire hydrants, that way they'll have some good use.
Good point.
So
You can
know
put that
you
one
know
in.
how many,
That-
different departments responded to that fire the other night?
There was 5 fire departments that responded. The county was there, Officer Nipper was there,
Plainfield responded.
Plainfield responded, Mooresville responded, Marv responded, I think Brown Township responded.
Liberty.
Hazelwood.
Liberty?
They was,
And I did see hose hooked to one of the fire hydrants over there.
was that,
I did see hose hooked to a fire hydrant that's over there by Eddie's house.
yeah, so,
So that's-
Isn't Hazelwood a township fire department?
It's a volunteer, township fire department.
Yeah, but I don't know what township.
Who's this? Hazelwood.
That's Liberty County.
Liberty, yeah, okay, that is Liberty, okay. All right, okay, well, at that, the chair will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
I just said aye.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you. We'll see you all in 20 seconds.
So, what do you think I was saying?
Oh, okay.
That, Giant.